departure of Jenny, obviously there's a lot of people within your government that are sad to see her go and sad about things in general. Have you had a meeting with the caucus in general to discuss Jenny's departure, or will you be speaking to all your colleagues?
No, I've not had a caucus meeting, but I've spoken to many colleagues over the last 48 hours or so. Many colleagues. And I'll continue to. That's an important part of the role that I have.
What's the general feedback that you're getting from them?
Well, no one's happy to see someone who's an incredibly hard-working member of the team go. But when you make a decision that you can't serve in the cabinet, then you can't serve in the cabinet. You need to tender your resignation. That's exactly what happened. I wish her well, and I acknowledge her hard work and her passion and her commitment. There's nothing to do. Anything else would be simply wrong. It wouldn't be accurate. So that's why I did it yesterday. That's why I'm doing it again today. But our team is a big and strong team that knows and understands that we've got a very complex and very challenging set of circumstances to confront. But they also know, can I say, Alex, they also know that this strategy is working. And if we can just, all of us, every single Victorian, regardless of where you live, what you do for a living, who you vote for, none of that matters. We've just all got to find it in ourselves to get this job done. And there's just 3 weeks to go before we can take a really big step. That's why we can't let our guard down. We can't pretend this is over because we desperately want it to be. We can't say, oh, well, I've got a sniffle, I've got a cough, but I won't go and get tested, or I'll wait 2 days before I get tested. We can't say, oh, well, I desperately want to go and see my mates, so I will. I'll be right, I won't get caught. No, that can't happen. It just can't happen. We've all just got to find a way to see this thing off, to defeat it. And the next marker of that, we hope and we predict, again, subject to everything in between, will be in 3 weeks' time on the 19th of October.
Can you just clarify on Chris Eccles' position? Was his contract up in June, and has it been renewed, and how long will his next contract?
I'd need to check the record. To be honest, Alex, to be honest, I don't know, but I'll have to check that. Perhaps I should know. I would, but anyway, I'll come back to you on that. But as I said yesterday, he's an outstanding bureaucrat, and he has my full confidence.
Have you tried to get in touch with Jenny, just quickly?
No, I haven't spoken to her.
Is your relationship with Mikakos over? You were once reasonably close.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all.
What would you describe your relationship with her
Well,
as like?
we have been colleagues for a very long time, and I have a great deal of respect for her. As I've said, I acknowledge her hard work and her commitment. I don't know many people, actually, even in the business I'm in, I don't know many people who could say they worked harder than her. She's a very hard-working person, and I'm sorry for her, and I'm saddened by this. I wish her well, but she's made a decision, and it was the only decision she could make once she determined that she could no longer sit in the cabinet. I have nothing but good wishes for her in whatever the next chapter of her life involves.
And would you like to see a woman replace her in the Legislative Council?
I was asked this question yesterday, and I was, these are matters for the party, but I think my record, Alex, in terms of the advancement of women in my government and in my party is very well known and understood, and it's something that I'm proud of. So we'll let a process unfold, but I'm very confident that we'll get someone who can represent that very diverse community and represent it strongly, and potentially be someone who can make a profound contribution to state politics for a long period of time, of course subject to the will of the people every four years.
Premier, with the cabinet vacancy, it's likely that Ingrid Stitt's going to be the only nomination. Is that somebody that you'd welcome in cabinet?
Well, Noel, I won't predict what the caucus outcome will be. That wouldn't be appropriate. But I've known Ingrid for a very, very long time, and she's an outstanding person, but she is one of so many talented people in our team. When I have announcements to make about that process having come to a conclusion, then I'll do that, and I'll also have some portfolio arrangements to announce at that time also.
Doesn't look like Harriet Shing's going to put up her hand. Is that something that would disappoint you, not seeing Harriet?
It's entirely a matter for her. It's entirely a matter for each and every member of the caucus as to whether they seek advancement in those circumstances. I'm not a commentator on those sort of matters.
Just to clarify, Premier, in regard to the permitted outdoor gatherings, does the 5 include children? Children counted among that 5?
No, it does not. So if your household, so Let me come back to you on the exact wording. We've treated infants under 1 year differently, so that's a point of difference. Your household obviously involves everybody in your household, so that doesn't matter whether it's 5, 7, 9. In terms of the group of 5, my understanding is that it would be 5 people. They would be counted. Children would be counted, but not infants. But let me just absolutely double check that I've got that right.
And on swimming pools.
There is some time. This doesn't come in until midnight tonight.
Swimming pools, does that, I see school groups can use pools. What about swim schools? For say, younger kids, are they allowed to resume?
I'm not certain. Let's come back to you on that. The pools, as I indicated, pools are open, but there are some conditions, and some of those conditions may well relate to the groups that can use them and not having kind of crossover between one group and another. Let's come back and provide you with some clarity on that.